I have no idea what I am doing. Like, not at all.
Today, the field of cabinet making has been reduced greatly by the substitution of other materials.
I am going to rescue, to please Eric from Hand to Rescue, not restore, this plane. Now, I've not done this before, nor have I really watched a whole lot of videos about how to do it, because quite frankly, I just kind of want to wing it, honestly. Like, let's have some fun. But anyways, yeah, I found this at a, well, you really don't care where I found it, but let's get going. Alrighty, so let's start taking this thing apart. I'm assuming that I need to take it all apart because honestly that makes sense, taking it all apart. And then what I'm planning on doing is to bath it in some water and basically clean it up. Like, hold on, let me blast it with some air hose. Okay, so blasted all the stuff out, so now all we have to do is take everything else off, and so that we can clean it. Because I have some rust remover. We're just gonna bathe it in some rust remover, and so we get all the rust off. And that's really basically everything I know. I mean, honestly, I know that we're gonna smooth the bottom. There's a washer on it. Who knew? And the sides really don't need to be square, because why would I ever need to? I guess, who knows? We'll figure it out. I have no idea how to use hand tools really at all. Like, I've just been like trying to figure it out. So most of the stuff I really don't know the importance of, but we'll figure it out. Isn't it supposed to be flat? Also, another thing that I'm thinking about doing is to keep the handles. I know probably would make sense. Some people use sandpaper and they did their own finishes, but you know, these red handles look kind of nice. And quite honestly, I would like to keep them. So, now that everything is just settled, we have all the parts. Put the knobs right here, and then let's go get a bath of water. So there we go. Okay, so we're just gonna throw them boys right in there, I guess. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't have to deal with all that gunk, grease, and whatever. I need more washers. I have no idea. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna brush it good. Maybe I should take this apart. That makes sense. This little thing? Maybe I should take that off. Anything else that's important? No? Yeah? No? Maybe? Yeah. Okay, I'm missing a washer. I thought I had 2 washers. It's like at the bottom. This is like when you're doing the dishes and you're like trying to feel out, like you're like, oh, I had a spoon in here. Where's the spoon? And you can't find the dinkin' spoon. This is what I'm feeling like right now. I swear there was another washer. Okay. That's great. Let's go. I'm gonna go rinse these off in the sink, because it's boring to watch. And we're gonna go right into the rust removing. Let's go. All right. So everything is washed, and I'm drying it. Alright, so all the parts are dry and there is no water left on them. And so what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using Evaporust. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our parts. First of all, we're going to pour this stuff. How much are we going to use? Like all of it. Alright, so we have the soup that we're gonna do. We're just gonna dump it in there. And of course, and we're gonna see what happens. That's not rusty, make that close thing. Right there.
12 seconds later.
Oh shit, balls.
The next day.
Okay, so it's been the next day because it was late yesterday and I was tired. Oktoberfest! Okay, let's do this. You good? Yeah, sweet mama, okay. Oh, that's brass. Okay, can't take that off. Like, freaking look at this. Look at this. It's like no rust. That's freaking awesome. Any more? Oh, one more screw. That's done with. And then I'm gonna go rinse these off with water, and then I'll come back with them all dry, and we'll wire brush them so we get that nice steel kind of look. So, all right, let's go do that. Alrighty, so now that everything's all good, I'm going to start polishing up. I connected it to a drill because I don't have a buffing wheel on a motor. And I used that to give it just a little bit more of a shine, I guess. I mean, it looks better. I mean, I don't really care whether or not it's shiny, but I want it to be, nice. So now we're going to be smoothing this. This has to be flat. These sides do not have to be flat at all, square. But I'm going to sand these sides so I get nice rough metal and it looks good. I'm also then going to sharpen this. I've been working on sharpening blades like this for my grandfather's planes. So I'm gonna try and give it my best and try and shine this up, but we'll see how that turns out. But I gotta flat this bottom and then put a bevel on it at 25 degrees. All the rest of these parts, I did a little bit of buffing, but I mean, I don't know a whole lot about buffing at all, so I mean, this is about as close as I got. Like, I kind of want the rough metal, but I kind of like it though. It's like a little bit like antique metal kind of look to it. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go sand this now after I assemble it, and so let's assemble it now, and then we can sand it the bottom. Alrighty, let's assemble this back up now. The handles are, I think, tight. One of the screws on the handles has to be shortened, but we'll get there when we get there. Alright, so I just got the shaft shorter. I just cut a little bit of this off so that it goes all the way down. So now we just gotta tighten this. A little bit tighter. And there we go. It's stiff. That's good. Look at. There's that shiny brass and that shiny brass. Oh, so exciting for that. That's so exciting. Okay, put this on now, back on, because I had to take it off because when I was messing with the handle, this was in the way and I couldn't put the screwdriver there. So I had to take this thing off, even though I just spent all that time straightening it. So everything is on that I want to get on. I have to put these stuff on. I have to put this stuff on later. But we'll do that once this bottom is flat. So let's go sand this flat. Alright, so we're at the table saw now because this is flat and it's the flattest thing I can think of. So we're gonna stand on here. So this is what it looks like now, and then we're gonna see where the high spots is and then go from there. So if you look at it, it's actually pretty flat. To be honest with you on that one, because when I do this, I'm guessing a while ago I tried it on the surface and it kind of rocked, but I think that was because something was on there. But I just sanded it away, so it's actually pretty flat. You notice that there are two lower spots. So I'm guessing the important stuff is the side, but I guess they're doing a thin board. Who knows? We're just gonna keep going because I want it really special on the bottom. So we're just gonna do it. Like, I want it to be flat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put something flat down. So now the lines are going perpendicular. You know, I just want it because I'm picky. See, this one's going diagonal, and this one is going diagonal, perpendicular, parallel, straight. So I'm gonna do the other side now and make that straight. Cool. All right. Let's start. So now I'm gonna go sharpen the blade, and I'll film me going about it, but I really don't know what I'm doing. So I don't know, maybe we'll see what happens. Alright, so here's my stones. You have the 300, you have the 600, and the 1200. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off of this, and I'm going to do the back on each of these grits so that they are even more polished. Because apparently, I don't know why, but you want two polished sides of your steel. Alrighty, so now it is time to do these ones on the bevel. So here we go. See, look at the blade now. It's really turning out good. That's for sure. And it's really sharp. And there we go. A little bit of a burr, which is what we want. And that is a sharp blade. And then we bring out this again. Take it out of this. There we go. Now we're gonna strop this edge too on here. So. Now, see, look at that. Now that is really getting sharp. It's getting really shiny too. And there we go. that is really shiny and that's really shiny. So then, take the burr off. Let's see what it is. Can we shave it off? I don't have any hair on my wrist because I shave it all off. Yeah. It's shaved very easily. So there we go. So now we're gonna put it back in the plane. Alrighty, so the blade is all done. And now we gotta re-put it back into the plane. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take our chipper thing, whatever. Gonna put our screw on it. And we'll adjust that later. Take our blade and we're gonna put it on here. And this is another screw just a tad bit. Slide it on like this. Okay, get it close to the edge. Okay. There we go. And then we're gonna tighten this all the way. So there we go. Alright, so now we're gonna put it in the plane. So we want this turned up. I'm gonna put it right in here. And we're gonna take this and pull it back, put it in so that it pulls the plane blade all the way up so it doesn't stick through. And then I'm gonna put this on like moi. Do that, and there we have it. We can adjust which way the blade is tilted with this thing right here. We're going to then pull the blade forward. Let's make sure I'm doing it right. Looks like we're gonna have to pull the frog, this thing, forward. So, gonna have to take this off, take the blade off, and undo these screws to move this whole assembly back so that there's more room. I'm gonna quickly do that, and then when it's all done, I will come back to you. Alright, so now, let's put the blade back in, and that looks a lot better. There we go. See, it's the bigger opening. Now maybe I could move it just a tad bit closer, but when we move the blade down with this, maybe I gotta loosen this just a tad bit. Oh. There we go. Apparently you want to be able to move this with one finger, so that is what I'm going to try and get it to. Loosen that up a little bit more. There we go. Now I can control with one finger. So now it's in position. So now we're going to straighten the blade. And how you straighten the blade is you use this right here. And I'm gonna look at it with my view, but the blade looks to be pretty spot on. See? And it's gonna stick through. So let's see, I gotta move it just a tad bit more. And then we're gonna back it off. So now, let's try it out. Alrighty, so let's put a little bit of cherry in the vise. There we go, maybe a little straighter. There we go. Alright, so now we're gonna try. Now you see nothing came out because I have to drop the blade down. There, ooh, now it's biting. So there we go, maybe a little bit more. A little bit more. Here we go. See, look at the chip. Nice thin chip. Maybe want to back off just a tad bit more. There we go. Maybe we backed up too much. There we go. There we go. And there we go. It looks like when the chips are cutting, it looks like, yes. So I have to readjust with this thing again because one side of the blade is being used more than the other. So we're going to adjust it now. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Full length board cutting. And there we go. Boom! Ba-ba boom!
Alrighty, so here's the plane. I'd say I did a pretty good job. I like the metal finish, I like the straight lines and everything, and I think it turned out pretty good. This moves easily, everything feels good, the handle doesn't shake anymore. It turned out pretty dang good. I like the dark color to it. I could have hit it with another steel wool, sanded it down to be like that shiny, but I kind of like the darkness of it. So this is my first time fixing up a plane, so I think it went pretty good, and it was a lot easier than I thought it was. And also at the end of it, I put a little bit of wax on top of all the metal pieces so that rust doesn't hit it as well. So, but I think I did a good job, and quite frankly, I got a whole lot more planes to restore. Like this, I have a lot more than this, but this is how much I really care about to bring out. But yeah, these are all my grandfather's tools, except for this one. I found this one at a market. But yeah, this is my grandfather's. This is, I think, his favorite plane. This thing is cool. It's a Stanley, if you really care, number 4. And this tool was well loved, I gotta say. There's brazing, the front end broke off, the handle's glued almost 15 million times, and the blade is damn near short because it's been sharpened so many times. But this would be one I would want to probably try, and my next one that I would want to fix up, because I mean, this is my grandfather, so I think it'd be pretty cool. I mean, look at the handle's even chipped, geez. But anyways, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching me mess around, basically, and figure things out. I don't know, maybe I'll do it again. But yeah. Another interesting thing is this plane is really sharp, really, really sharp. And I've been trying to figure out how to sharpen plane blades, chisels, and all that. And everyone keeps telling you don't know sharp until you feel sharp. And so when I found this in a crate, I was like, damn, this is really sharp. So I know what it feels like to have a really sharp plane. And so that helped me learn how to sharpen things. And I think this plane right here that I just did, it is almost to this point. I don't use this except just to test how sharp these plane blades are. I'm trying to do hand sharpening because I'm really lazy and I don't want to put it back in that holder a million times. So I'm going to do hand sharpening, but I'm getting there slowly. And I think I think it's gonna be really fun. I like doing hand tools, and I'm gonna do it. So, that's all. Look at it. It's freaking great!